most of you have been here in this place before, right? Seems okay. I think it will get better as our own, perception and mind gets clearer, heart softer. We put those prayer flags there. Looks nice, right? And we have all this. First time we have the full altar setting, Guru Rinpoche's Thangka, then Avalokiteshvari's head. A lot of blessings are coming through that head. It's been charged there in Open Heart House in Birmingham since January. And then we have also this. Might got this. This is a brand new one, so it will get some energy to it on this retreat. Get charged. So what I've planned, I kind of had the idea for this retreat, the theme of like emotional healing or healing the heart, and a lot of practices. This retreat we will do like a inner smile. I talked about this briefly yesterday evening. We had a session in Birmingham at the house, and we already did some inner smiling practice. So we will do that. Some of you might have heard, like I've talked about 4 doorways to Rigpa, 4 doorways to natural awareness before. We workshopped on it on previous retreats, maybe like early 2017, 2016, 1 or 2 years ago on retreats, and I will be speaking of those. We will be doing those practices on this retreat as well. And this inner smile, this heart-related inner smile, is directly in connection with the heart doorway. So in Dzogchen teachings, there is a, like as you know, in tantric practice, we talk about energy channels, nadis, and centers, chakras. And in Dzogchen teachings, which is not tantric, there is a special understanding of nadis and chakras. And I've talked about this in talks and writings. So I will just briefly mention at this point that these doorways in the gut, in the heart, in the head, and then the 4th one that relates to the Mahasiddha bhumis above the head, which these 4 are the 4 doorways. So this is the Dzogchen point of view to these centers these doorways that I'm referring to. So we will be doing that. So technically, some of us here are very advanced, bhumi opening wise. Some have opened just 1 or couple of bhumis, and some haven't at all. So I will take that into consideration when teaching, that you can kind of look at these practices from pre-11th bhumi opening situation or post-11th bhumi opening situation. As you know, 11th bhumi, opening of 11th bhumi means that Rigpa, natural awareness, becomes your default mode. That's your main mode. You abide in that. You don't have to look for it. So that's why this gives these practices that we will do a very different spin. depending where you are. As you know, the basic kinds of meditations in Buddhism are shamatha, which means calming down, clearing, and the other one is vipassana, insight meditation, or emptiness meditation. Meditation on the self-empty nature of mind. So we will work on this samatha vipassana, these two basic meditations, and how they relate to our mind, each of your practice, make it relevant to your practice. And also I will put this samatha and vipassana into the larger context of Dzogchen, which is naked awareness. So this is what we will do. And as I said, with a special spin on healing the heart and opening the heart, softening the heart. And softening the heart, just a few days ago, I wrote in Open Heart Sangha that well, obviously, Guru Rinpoche and Yeshe Tsogyal are like an inseparable team of masters. But having said that, in Open Heart, in Pemako Path, we have mostly done Guru Yoga to Guru Rinpoche for the last year and a half. But then, through a evolution, development, last week we came to a point when Yeshe Tsogyal should be given more attention, because one of my march orders as a teacher and as a founder of Open Heart Method, one of the march orders or requests by Guru Rinpoche is that Carl had a shirt on it. Do you still have that shirt, Bringing Joy Back to Buddhism?
I have it here.
Okay, you have it here, but you don't have it on. But he told me or asked me to bring joy back to Buddhism. And well, usually, as you can see, Guru Rinpoche has, grumpy face. So he is quite a, like the classic father figure, personally. You all know what I mean, right? Classic father figure. So he has love in him, but it just manifests in a different way than motherly love, the classic motherly love. And this is why it's very hard doing Guru Yoga to Guru Rinpoche in that way to bring joy back to Buddhism, because he's a classic father figure. So this is why they suggested me that, emphasize Yeshe Tsogyal's presence more, because it's motherly, it's soft, it's loving, it's very different, it feels very different energetically. This aspect of lovingness, kindness, love, kindness, compassion, and joyfulness is way more pronounced in her presence than in Guru Rinpoche's presence. So, and through that, because she has that quality to her presence, that's why it's easier to have loving surrender from the practitioner point of view, from the student point of view. And loving surrender is important because that's the only way to open the heart, to get our whole, ourselves involved entirely, emotionally. Being involved emotionally means that there's no distance, there's no reservation, right? You are fully open, fully you're opening your full potential, all of you. And this is very, very important because it's the maybe if you can open your heart and have that loving surrender, it's the fastest way to natural awareness, to Buddha nature. If you can do it, if the heart, our emotional side is involved, then it's very easy and very fast. Like years ago, when I was still learning and teaching Kriya Yoga, mostly with masters called Tirumular and Babaji, non-physical, both, and a bunch of other Mahasiddhas. That was really the main element in the whole practice. Through inner smile, like a aware, tender smile, opening the heart, and just having devotion, love, expressing love towards a master through prayer or through chanting mantras. And it works really fast when you are able to do that. So Tirumular and Babaji, they both are male characters, but they have that motherly feel to them. Many Hindu Mahasiddhas who are male characters have that. But in Buddhism, Guru Rinpoche has a very fatherly feel to him. So we will do, on this retreat, we will chant a lot Yeshe Tsogyal's name, turn to her for blessings to get our hearts going and opening, so that we can access our own Buddha nature as thoroughly as possible, starting this evening. And as the days go by, hopefully by the 4th day, this is a 4-day retreat, right? 4 or 5? 4 full days, yeah. So hopefully as the days go by, when we leave on Wednesday morning, we don't have doubt, at least for a few minutes. Maybe I'll say something about the schedule for those who haven't. Matt and Robert haven't been on open heart retreats before, so this daily program is posted there on some walls. Maybe do you have prints still if somebody wants? No, but you can take if you have a smartphone, you can take a picture and see it. So we wake up at 5:30. If you are staying in dormitories, but there's somebody ringing the bell, right? Okay, so nobody needs to use a alarm clock. Okay. 5:30. Yeah. So no need for alarm clocks. I'm just thinking, should we do? I've written in the program that there will first be morning recitation of 10 minutes, recitation of long body citta and song of Vajra before Rushen. But I'm thinking whether to do it other way around. I think we will start from Rushen, because that way I can just, when people come down here, we will use this space, as many people in this room as can fit, on yoga mats, and then others go on the, few people go on the corridor and on the kitchen side. but you will still. I have prepared some Russian background music, so there will be music. What? Sorry?
What that could possibly be.
Yeah, but you'll hear. Yeah, you'll hear. So anyway, when you come down in the morning, you can spread your mat and just start doing Rushen. Most of you have done it. Those of you who haven't, I will give instructions tomorrow morning. And also something specific about Rushen that I wanted to take in on this retreat is Rushen through voice. Usually, mostly it's been physical, shaking, trembling so far, but I want us as a group to start properly using voice. So we will do specifically, voice Rushen, get it going on. Because I feel that in Open Heart Sangha there's kind of a block holding back in the speech energy. So let's open that block. So Rushen in the morning first. We will do shaking or Rushen for half an hour and then rest 15-20 minutes and then taking your meditation positions, and then we will do the morning recitation of Long Bodhicitta and Song of Vajra before Tibetan Heart Yoga practice. So in the morning session of Tibetan Heart Yoga, and then I was thinking, because this room is too small for Dzogchen dance, so maybe we will just, somebody told me that you have been doing walking meditation in a loop there in the kitchen area. Maybe we'll do it that way then. Yeah. So the morning session of Tibetan Heart Yoga, free form stretching and Dzogchen dance will be about an hour and a half before breakfast at 8:30 until 10. So we have breakfast, lunch, then afternoon, coffee, tea, snack break, and dinner. Those are the main breaks during the day. And you all have work assignments. I don't know about your work assignments, but take care of it during those meal breaks and rest breaks. And the second practice session of the day will be at 10, from 10 to 11:45, which will be Shamatha Vipassana Dzogchen, workshopping on what I just told you. First 30 minutes sitting, then 30 minutes in a lying down position, and then 30 minutes sitting. Then from 12 to 1:15, lunch and work period. And then in the afternoon, 1:15 to 3, we have kirtan. So musically singing mantras and doing Guru Yoga that way. Oh, by the way, you have the prints for the mantras and prayers prints. Yeah, get them out for tomorrow morning. Yeah. And then after 3 o'clock, from 3 to 3:30, we have a coffee, tea and snack break. And then after that until 6, the afternoon break, 2.5 hours. So you can go outside. That's a proper break, so you can go outside, take a walk, do some physical exercise if you want, and so on. So, and the fourth practice session of the day will be from 6 to 7:45. which will be doing the same practice as we did in the second session of the day, the workshop session before lunch. So Shamatha, Vipassana, Chokchen, and then we will also do about 30 minutes of Chokchen Metta in pairs, holding hands, looking at eyes, eye to eye, and being present. And then finish with evening recitation of refuge, bodhicitta, and dedication of merit. And then from 8 we have dinner, and 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. it's lights out. So you should, of course you can take a shower during any break, but if you take it in the evening, do it before 10. And Carl is staying here on the first floor, but if you are up, if you want to drink tea after 10, you can do it here, because most people are staying upstairs. But be mindful of not causing any noises to keep people up. Does everyone have earplugs? But you are staying alone on this downstairs, so I have if you need. So this is not a silent retreat. I was thinking of having silent open heart retreats. We've had talking retreats last couple of years. I've done, of course, a lot of silent retreats in Zen Buddhism and in other forms of practice on previous years. And I've been kind of thinking of having silent retreats. Hey guys! I've been thinking of having silent retreats again, but as I did the retreat with Chokni Rinpoche this week that was silent, I was convinced not to have silent retreats for the reasons that it clearly isn't. It's better to talk. You don't have to. I mentioned this on the previous intensives and retreats we've had here in UK and Ireland, that you can talk and you should talk, but you don't have to talk all the time. So don't blabber. That's not the point of it. But just natural communication, not spilling all your energy into some debates, heated discussions, but it's good to talk. I saw on the retreat that people are just kind of get stuck in weird bubbles, in weird emotional states, because they can't talk. And it's more fun, you can talk with others who do the same practice, so you get to know people, you hear about their practice, you can talk your own practice, you can share your bhumi openings, experiences, views, so you can in that way actually get support from the Sangha. That's what Sangha means. I've heard it being said many times that I've done retreats with some guy for 12 years or 20 years, but I actually never had a discussion with him, because the retreats that you do with that person or other people are always silent, so you don't get to know the people. Yeah, so I think it's better to have talking retreats. So it says no internet, no telephone. Well, there's no telephone connections here, and the internet is also not that good. So we don't have to worry about that one. But having said that, it means that this prohibition is not like a dogmatic, like fundamentalist prohibition. Sometimes it just has happened that people who haven't done retreats much before, when the meditation period ends and they walk from that door, they immediately take, checking something online. So that's why it says no internet, no telephone, and also no reading. That's like a recommendation. In general, it's recommended that, all Buddhists, including open heart practitioners, should study what Buddhism is, the basics of Buddhism, the basic principles, the basic ideas, the basics of Dzogchen. But don't do it on retreat, because retreat is about practice. Retreat is not about like a philosophical or intellectual study. The opposite, experiential study. The body, not the mind. Yeah, so and that's how it's going to be for the next 4 or 5 days. So Lama Carl is the head cook, as he has been on several retreats. If you have any problems about anything, I think Mike and James can deal with any problems you have here on retreat or life in general. And also, if we will have I will also be hanging out all the time, breaks, just casually. But if you want to talk with me personally at some point, that's also possible. 50 euros for.
What about popping questions on your table?
Oh, yeah. So, in the afternoon, I forgot to mention it, in the Guru Yoga session, Kirtan session, I also usually daily talk something. So if you have questions, I prefer to have them written down, because when you have to write it down, it's a clear question. And then it can also be recorded. Like when I read it, it will be recorded. So you can leave questions or comments to me on notes and just, put them somewhere here where I can find it. And I've also asked Jonathan and Carl give talks on days 2 and 3. And also these gentlemen will probably be guiding some practices. Probably Tibetan heart yoga practice on some mornings. Okay, let's do the first practice. Should we take a short toilet break before? No? If you need to go, you can go. Remember to drink plenty of water. I was there in Tsogni Rinpoche's retreat 6 days, and on days 2, 3, and 4, and 5, I was kind of, why I have this nagging headache all the time. So I'm thinking, am I getting cold because it was windy there? And then I realized that I haven't drank much. It dries you up. Always spine straight, not rigid, but straight. Shoulders relaxed, chest in the center. Feel how the weight of the body is resting on the sitting bones. Relaxing mouth, face, area of the eyes, scalp. Just letting relaxation sweep over you. Deeply. As you relax the muscles in the chest and in the stomach area, in the sides, lower belly, the breathing settles into the gut. That is very important. So the first thing in our practice always when you sit down, is to check that your posture is good, harmonious, open, comfortable, and you relax, release. And as you release, notice what you find behind tensions, in the place of released tensions. If you feel sleepy in any of the sessions of the retreat, do the following. Everybody check me out. I will show this now. So if you feel sleepy, starting to go like this, if this starts happening, then you cannot be aware of the sleeping. The sleepiness is sweeping over you, and it's taking the wave of sleepiness is taking you with it. So to prevent that from happening, of course, when naked awareness becomes strong in your experience, you can be aware of that. Especially in sitting position, it's quite easy to do when you are strong in Rigpa, knowing awareness. But if you aren't there yet, then wake yourself up through tensing muscles. Physically, your muscles in the arms, in the chest, in the gut, in legs. Do this now. Try it out. Wake yourself up. Put some energy into the body. Another way is, so you can do this 5, 10, 15 times until you feel refreshed, right? Make this exercise work for you. Another way is to do deep breathing, like ventilating the nervous system with deep breathing. Again, 5, 10, 15, 20 times, whatever is necessary until you feel that the sleepiness subsides. Okay? So muscle contractions, deep breathing. Use those whenever you feel sleepy. Okay, back to relaxation. And also regarding all sessions in this retreat, at some point I might say that uh, better to have your eyes closed, because usually uh, most of you are new for tantric practice, which means working with energies. So eyes closed is always easier to feel energetic sensations. That's why I might say, I might ask you to close your eyes. But if I don't mention anything, you can decide whether you have closed or open eyes. And about the position of the gaze, uh, whether your eyelids are open or closed, watch straight ahead. So your gaze is always on the center line of the body, and your gaze can be lowered down, like like I have now, like this, or it can be watching horizontally forward, or slightly upwards. So three main positions, and they are not like a pedantically defined. So it's just somewhat downwards, in the middle, somewhat upwards. You decide the angle. You find the best angle that works for you best. Yes, yes. So my point is that don't only use one position of the eyes. Not only gazing down, not only gazing straight, not only gazing up. Use different gazes. And then if you have eyes open, this happens to me. I have some genetic problems with the eyes. So to me personally, I know that some others also, it happens that when you gaze at one location with the eyes, after a couple of minutes, these light figures start to get imprinted on your retina, because according to the shapes that you're seeing. So in that case, move your gaze a little bit downwards, upwards, and they will disappear in a few moments. Or if your eyes are tired, totally fine to sit a while with closed eyes until the tiredness disperses, then open up again. Like a creative. Our practice is not like sitting in one position where you have to follow the form very strictly. That is not what Dzogchen teaches at all. Because natural awareness is always there, no matter what the posture, and no matter whether you recognize it or not. That Buddha nature is always there. So we don't have that strict form thing. Feel the body, relax the body a little bit more. We will look into the smile of the Buddha, inner smile, in more detail in the workshop sessions. But now, just apply a little smile in the corners of your mouth and see how it affects your whole being. Can you feel what the smiling does to your emotional heart, in your whole being also? If you don't feel it, smile more. There has to be an effect. Enjoy that smile of the Buddha. Feel that smile in all cells of the body, all parts of the body. So, in Dzogchen practice, there are all kinds of pointers to the natural state. And this inner smile is one of those. There are endless ways to access the natural state, your own awakened, enlightened state. And this inner smile is one of them. Some of you might say or think that, but I can't do it. No, just do it. Just smile, smiling to yourself. You don't have to smile for others here. This is your own practice. Get that inner joy, that juice, that moisture. Is moist a word? Get that moist going on? Or moisture going on? Moisture. Make yourself moist. Remember what Padmasambhava, what he, told me to do. Bring joy back to Buddhism. Not that difficult, actually. Because, well, how should I say? It can be challenging in the beginning to get the smile going if you have been very dry, emotionally. If you've never done it, and if your life is, hard, not joyful at all. I had a bit of that problem because last few years in my life have been very hard. But just do it. Just do something. If it's difficult, just work with it. Just try. Do what Guru Rinpoche asks you to do for your own sake. Daddy asks you to do that. So you can get to this. Again, we are doing Chokchen practice here. This is not, getting ecstatic or blissful. That's not the point at all. But we get this very comfortable, joyful, subtly, deeply joyful feeling, content, joy. So for any practice to be Chokchen practice, it has to have equanimity as the base. Many of you joined the winter retreat, where we workshop on the 5 immeasurables: equanimity, joy, loving kindness, compassion, and wrathful compassion. So equanimity, that Dharmakaya transparency has to be there all the time for it to be Chokchen practice. In other words, there is a knowing of smiling, knowing of being present, knowing that is without me, knowing that is empty of self. The reason why I asked you to wake yourself up if you're sleepy is because here in Chokchen practice we try to be in that knowing as much as possible, to be able to know our natural state. If we don't know that knowing, then we are doing something else. We are following some other path. So now, in this exercise of inner smiling, we have both knowing and that joyful smiling. We have equanimity and joy. May all beings have this profound joy. All beings, in all realms. May the neighbors have it, may we have it, May Open Heart Sangha members have it. The Mahasangha have it. May all beings have it. Also those who are doing stupid things to themselves and to others, who are harming others. May they have inner stability, clarity of mind. May they have real joy. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. With sincerity, I would like to ask Guru Rinpoche's and Yeshe Tsogyal's blessings for this retreat place, so that we can understand ourselves better, come to know our true self, for the sake of liberation of all beings. Guru Rinpoche, Guru Rinpoche, Guru Rinpoche, Guru Rinpoche. Guru Rinpoche, Guru Rinpoche, Guru Rinpoche, Guru Rinpoche. Yeshe Tsogyal Ma, Yeshe Ma, Yeshe Ma, Yeshe Ma, Yeshe Ma, Yeshe Ma, Yeshe Ma. With smile, with love, welcoming the presence of Guru Rinpoche and Yeshe Ma. Do you have that love, that welcoming feel towards them? If you don't, make it. You know how to make somebody feel welcomed. Invite them into your heart, into your mind, into your body. You won't be able to meet them anywhere else except in your own body, mind, heart. Silently in your mind, whisper this invitation a few times. Yeshe Tsogyal, please come. Yeshe Tsogyal, please come. Silent in your mind, invite. Come with such strong blessings and presence that it will disperse all doubts. You can feel the motherliness of her, can't you? That love, that warmth, that care. What is that care? It's her compassion. That is very, very personal. gets very, very personal like this, in a direct relationship with a Mahasiddha Guru. It's selfless, but very personal. It's you and her. So enjoy it. Not many people out of 7 billion have this opportunity. Just let it sink in to the body, through the body, marinate in it. Your whole being, all cells. All nadis, all chakras of the subtle body. May Yeshe's blessings spread to all channels. And all layers of all channels. What do I want? I want to become like you, Yeshe, like you, Mother. Because being deluded doesn't feel right. Please help me out. In any way you can. Please. You can just relax in Yeshe's presence. Trust in her support. Just enjoy resting in the lap like a child rests in the lap of his or her mother. And this mother happens to be a fully enlightened Buddha. So you're in good hands. How do you know that she is fully enlightened, the Buddha? Because through this connection, interaction with her, you will only get positive, beneficial things. You will know yourself through this interaction. Do you have a clock? It's 20 to 8. You can marinate in that couple of more minutes. Just enjoy that. Let's chant Namo Yeshe Tsogyal mantra 8 times. Inhale. Namo Yeshe Tsogyal 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 I take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in his pure land. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in his pure land. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in his pure land. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Always after any mantra or prayer, feel what happens. Feel the charge in your body, with your body. Let's chant short bodhicitta, which is may all beings be free 3 times. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings receive our accumulated merit. I dedicate the merit to the refuge and to all sentient beings. Join palms and bow your head. Who is the dinner helper? The head cook. I don't know who's in charge of this organizing, but head cook should not need to put out the plates and utensils and stuff like this.